What's going on, everybody? Like Snow back today with another video. Hope you guys are doing pretty well. So today it's a bit of a different format that I'm used to, and I'm only doing this honestly because I kind of do feel bad about not having a video, even though it was the holidays, so to speak. I want to take a break from doing videos, but I thought I'd just do this quick little video to make up for not having a video last week. So yeah, here I am today with another video. It's a how strong is blank character, and I figured this would be a good topic to discuss because I don't really do a lot of these videos specifically, and I've had a lot of people commenting on this video. So obviously you can tell that we're talking about how strong is Anbu Kakashi. This is one that's I didn't want to do honestly, but because my subscribers have wanted me to talk about this video, I broke down and did it for y'all because Kakashi's a fan favorite, and the Anbu Kakashi specifically is a fan favorite because it's a time in his life where he's a little bit more cold-hearted, and he's dealing with a lot of controversy in his life, and he's a bit obscure about how he feels about certain things, and so it's an interesting topic to talk about in general, just Anbu Kakashi, but specifically his strength and his skill is where a lot of people debate about. And so that's what I'm here to talk about today. Again, this will be a short video because, again, as I said, Anbu Kakashi is a bit obscure, so it's not really a whole lot to talk about, but I'll try to do my best to cover just about everything I can. So, again, and this is for the people who, will take the Anbu Kakashi backstory arc as canon, because, as I said in previous videos before, a lot of people, a lot of fans have typically said that they don't consider the Anbu Kakashi backstory arc as canon because they're not technically in light novels, such as the cases with Itachi's backstory in the Anbu, because they were actually made into novels, whereas Kakashi's, his was only, introduced as in the anime as filler arc during the Great Ninja War arc. So I understand to a certain extent if people don't want to consider the Anbu arc as canon, but I technically do because it's Kakashi, and Kakashi is a main character, so it makes sense to have his backstory be considered canon. But that's me. If you don't agree with that, by all means stop the video and just don't watch it. That's fine with you. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I respect that. But for those of you who do consider the Anbu arc canon, this is the video for you. So, in my own personal opinion, and again, I don't want to keep, sounding redundant, but it's so obscure with the Anbu Kakashi power scaling because, okay, so a perfect example of a good power scaling for Anbu Kakashi is that he seems in the arc that he is able to last a lot longer in terms of chakra and stamina. For example, he just seems to be able to put out so much more Chidori and Jutsu, and is able to rely on the Sharingan so much more than he was able to do in the Zabuza arc. Because in the very first Zabuza arc, fight, not being the Demon Brothers, Kakashi used the Sharingan minimum of 15 to 20 minutes. And that's enough time for him to be bedridden for a week just solely from the Sharingan use. Yes, the Water Dragon Jutsu and the Water Clone Jutsu and all that played a factor, but it was mainly the highlight of that fight was the fact that he used the Sharingan for an extensive period of time, which was again maybe 15 to 20 minutes. But in the Anbu arc, he seems to rely on the Sharingan so much so that it seems almost ridiculous to the point that he's able, it almost seems like he's his War arc counterpart. Because again, the War arc Kakashi is able to rely on the Sharingan for almost multiple days straight without almost any rest. So again, his power scaling is a bit weird to even cover. So I'll get that out of the way before I actually start discussing how I feel where Kakashi kind of stands in the Anbu arc. Obviously, I would say that he's, right around the peak of... He's above Yamato in the time of the Anbu arc when he's in the Anbu. And just below Itachi when he right before he left the Anbu or left the Leaf Village. I know that's probably stretching it a bit because Itachi, took out more than half of the Uchiha clan by himself, and I get that, and I understand that more than likely a lot of the Uchiha members, more the adept members of the Uchiha, are more skilled and stronger than Kakashi. But I feel like Kakashi is more of a special. Me personally, and again, I might get hate for this, but I've always felt that Kakashi, when he, the 3 Tomoe Sharingan Kakashi, was probably more adept with the Sharingan than just about most of the members of the Uchiha clan, excluding, obviously, Itachi, Shishui, Fusaku, Itachi's dad. I don't know why I can't pronounce his name right now. Fugaku is what I don't know why I can't pronounce. But yeah, it's like notable ones like that. But I feel like Kakashi, with his skill and mastery of the Sharingan that he had up to that point, I feel like he had just as much mastery of the Sharingan as most, Uchiha did. So I want to say he probably could go toe to toe with most of the clan members at that time, especially right before it became Team 7's leader. So I think it's a safe estimate to say that he's maybe just a hair below Itachi right before he left the Anbu, because Itachi's pretty skilled, and at that point Itachi already had the Mangekyo Sharingan. So I think it's reasonable to say, just on the feats alone in the Anbu Kakashi arc, because again, obviously we can all agree he's better than Yamato. He's able to, at least a couple of times, go not just toe to toe with Yamato, but completely just shatter his wood style with his lightning blade. So I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that he's, he's obviously one of the top tier Anbu, because how often do we see the Anbu being really useful? The only time that I can really remember them being extremely useful was the Pain arc during the Pain summons fight that they had. So I don't think it's too outlandish to assume that Kakashi is maybe just right below Itachi right up until the point he left the Anbu and the Leaf Village as a whole. And again, I know it's not specific. That's just where I picture him. I don't think he's stronger. Obviously I think he's stronger and more skilled than Itachi when Itachi joined the Anbu, which is saying a lot, because when it comes to the feats that Itachi's capable of in the light novels in his younger days, Itachi as a kid is ridiculous. So that said, though, I still think that he is, more skilled and adept in skill, and maybe even with the Sharingan, maybe, than Itachi when he first joined the Anbu. But it did not take long for Kakashi to admit that Itachi will become a better shinobi than Kakashi himself, in the Anbu. So it does, from that statement alone, it's probably clear that, at some point, probably early on in his Anbu days, that Itachi was going to excel and surpass Kakashi. So I'm placing his strength and power scale right below Itachi in the Anbu days. So, because right at the time, Itachi joined, Kakashi had already gained a pretty good reputation as the copy ninja, and he had already mastered, assuming that he already mastered a good bit of jutsu, having earned that nickname. So that's where I'm going to power scale, quote unquote. I know it's not, specific as maybe you may have thought I was going to make this video. It's so obscure to, judge Kakashi in the Anbu days because of how little we know about him. So that's where I'm going to put him. So I hope you guys, agree. If you don't, feel free to, post in the comments. I'm open to suggestions. I understand I might be wrong with some points, but nevertheless, I hope you guys do enjoy the video. The next video will not be an Naruto video, guys. I hope you guys saw the community post I made, but the next video is going to be on another anime. I'm really excited about it. So I hope you guys look forward to the next video. Until then, like to know, out.